The Minnesota Timberwolves right now look like a real championship team, and while the explosive play of Anthony Edwards has been a primary driving force of this team's success, I also think Minnesota's role and bench players have been a huge factor, and that's especially the case for Naz Reid, who throughout this postseason is having a huge impact on both sides of the ball. Now against Denver, Reid has been one of the primary defenders on Nikola Jokic, and so far Naz has been giving him some real problems. Now Reid may not be the biggest interior defender at just 6'9", but he does have a really strong frame plus a low center of gravity, which allows him to effectively wall off these Jokic post-ups. And then on top of that physicality, Naz also has a ridiculous 7'3" wingspan, which allows him to extend up and bother these Jokic push shots. This play here kind of shocked me, where Jokic is able to establish low post position on Reid, and as Nikola catches and turns into a hook shot, Reid's going to crowd his space and extend up to swat it. Then he's able to stay in front and push Jokic out into this more difficult left-hand hook. Now of course, Nikola has really good footwork and touch down low, so there's no way to completely shut him down once he gets the ball in the paint. But I do think Reid's combination of length and strength has been making things really difficult for him. And then along with those physical tools down low, Reid also has the mobility to step out and guard on the perimeter. And I think this has also played a big factor in slowing Jokic down, because there's not many defenders across the NBA who both have the ability to hold their ground against Jokic in the paint, plus the foot speed to step out and take away his rhythm on the perimeter. And Naz so far hasn't allowed Nikola to get comfortable from any spot on the floor.
Three, takes it in, got to Reid's defense.
Naz has also been really effective when defending in pick and roll, having the mobility to slide and stop the ball, to then scramble back down and stay in front of the roller. And because Minnesota has size all over the court, Reid just simply has to keep the ball in front, because there's pretty much always going to be a lengthy defender in gap who can rotate over and contest the shot. And Reid's length also allows him to get low and snag these pocket passes. Watch him here Reid Murray telegraphing this bounce pass, and Naz from this spot has the reach to extend down and snag it. And Naz also has the ability to switch these ball screens if need be, where again he has the foot speed to keep the ball in front, plus the length to extend up and eliminate shots.
Takes it inside on Reid.
And throughout the Phoenix series, Minnesota was also comfortable switching and letting Naz guard their scores out in open space, where again Reid's combination of length and quickness made him really tough to score on. Now when transitioning over and looking at Reid's offense, the first thing that stands out is his spot-up shooting. So far in the Denver series, Naz is shooting exactly 50% from 3, and off the ball, this allows him to be a really effective floor spacer. Now overall, I wouldn't say Reid is the most dynamic outside shooter. He doesn't have much of a pull-up game, and he doesn't really run off screens or aggressively shift to open spots. But off the catch, Naz does have a quick trigger, which allows him to instantly punish the defense for overcommitting to the ball. When getting into these spot-up threes, there's no fat in Reid's mechanics. He always catches with his feet set, and the ball flows from his pocket to set point in one smooth motion. And that's all you really need when you're playing with some elite scorers. Notice here how KCP is going to slide across the nail to provide extra help on Anthony Edwards, turning this into an easy bounce pass and jumper. We can see the same effect on this play, where Edwards is again playing in isolation, and Reid's man roams off him and shifts down towards the ball, which opens up another catch and shoot 3.
Kicking it back out, Reid, 3 and
So Reid's ability to punish the off-ball defense for sinking too deep in gap, in return gives Minnesota scorers more room to work with. You'll see Ant here isolating in the corner, with Reid spotting up on the opposite side. And this weak side defender can't fully commit over and close off this drive, because that would leave Reid open for a corner 3, which in return gives Ant the space to work along the baseline for this bucket. Edwards on this play is now working off the screen in the middle of the floor, with Reid again spotting up in the corner, and that spot up threat slightly pulls Aaron Gordon up, giving Ant a driving lane to slice through. When playing off the catch, Reid also has the ability to put the ball down and attack closeouts. So far in the postseason, we haven't seen Naz pull out much of his bag off the dribble, but he's still great at picking his spots and attacking into open space when the opportunity is there. When playing downhill, Reid is a pretty physical driver, being able to absorb contact and step through to carve out driving angles. Watch him here fake this handoff and bump Murray with his inside shoulder. Then Reid's going to slam the brakes and pick up towards the middle to then re-initiate contact and extend into this finish. And that strength and physicality also allows Naz to attack mismatches. Now again, this isn't something he consistently does throughout games, but it is something the Timberwolves can do to punish smaller lineups. Right here, it's just him and Justin Holiday playing one-on-one in the post. And Naz is going to back down and work his way across the middle, setting up this drop step back over his right shoulder. Minnesota also loves to use Reid as a pick and pop man, where he has the ability to spray threes if the defense overcommits to the ball, plus the foot speed and skill to attack bigs who rotate out.
Naz Reid rolls down the paint.
So overall, Naz Reid brings a ton of value and versatility on both sides of the ball. He's got the physical tools to give the NBA's best centers some resistance down low, plus the mobility to step out and guard some of the NBA's best perimeter scorers. And then offensively, his spot-up shooting pairs perfectly with the slashing of Anthony Edwards. And Reid also has the on-ball skill to attack closeouts and hunt mismatches. There's very few, if any, bench players across the league who have this much of an impact on both sides of the ball. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think of Naz Reid's game. The kids here.